Hello and welcome to BTech. I'm Ian Morris and I have been sent a phone. And which phone is it, you're asking? It's the Sony XA2 Ultra.
This video is sponsored by Direct Mobiles. Check out their deals at directmobiles.co.uk.
Okay, so let's open the box up, see what's inside, and we'll take a look at the phone and decide if it's the sort of thing that you might be interested in buying. First off, I want to mention that it is about a £379 phone. It's available in two versions. There's a 32 gig and a 64 gig version. So you've got to be a bit careful about which one you get, but the entry level price is about $379. That puts this roughly in the middle of the market, you know, with your Samsung Galaxy S8s, etc., all up at the top end of about 800 or more. So what do you get in the box? Well, let's pop it open and take a look. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not expecting any major surprises with what comes in the box of phones these days. Here's the device, obviously sheathed in a piece of plastic to keep it nice and safe. It's quite big actually and relatively heavy. Not a disaster by any stretch of the imagination, but this is a sort of phone for people who are happy with that sort of plus-sized feel that we're so used to thanks to Samsung and Apple these days. What else is in the box? Power adapter, pair of headphones, and a USB-C cable. So obviously this isn't intended to be a full review, but I'll give you some first impressions. Firstly, the weight, it's a decent weight, it feels pretty solid. It's a big phone, I like big phones, I've never had a problem with it. It feels like it's been well built. It's got a metal outer cover, which is good, the back is metal, the sides are metal, and obviously the screen is glass, as you would expect. Key features here, 23 megapixel rear mounted camera with an f2.0 lens. That's good, that should get you relatively good results in low light. Obviously I haven't tested it yet, and you really need to have a look at the photos to see how that performs. Below it on the back, a fingerprint scanner. Now, I had a conversation with people after we posted our L2 hands-on. A lot don't particularly like the rear fingerprint placement. Again, it doesn't bother me. Sony used to do, particularly with its high-end phones, used to have a fingerprint scanner in the power button if you didn't see those. And having the fingerprint sensor on the button meant that if you got into a car and you had a mounting kit, then you'd still be able to log into the phone. Although, for most things, especially if you've got like Android Auto in your car, you shouldn't have to worry too much about doing that anyway. The screen is 1080 by 1920 or 1080p if you like. That's fine. I'd actually rather that they kept the screen resolutions on these things a bit more modest because it helps save battery, and I really don't think that, you know, with any phone you need a hugely high resolution screen. I think there's a very real balance to be made between screen resolution and battery life. Speaking of battery life, I get asked about this a lot. How long does it take to charge was one of the questions on the Instagram. I don't know, it's Qualcomm Fast Charge 4. So again, obviously it depends whether you're going from completely flat to completely full. As a rule, that first 50% you can get very quickly, and you know, 50 up to 100% takes a lot longer, but I wouldn't expect it to be a huge amount of charging time. I can do a test on that when I do the full review. The battery is 3,580 milliampere hours, which is actually pretty good going. And with a screen resolution like 1080, I actually think that that battery life should be pretty good. And Sony has Stamina as well, which is its own battery tech, which should help keep the battery life running for a really long time. These Sony phones tend to actually be battery life kings, so I would be disappointed if that's not the case here. Again, I'll have more information when I've done a full test of it. So one of the criticisms I had about the L2 was that it can't record high resolution video. Again, that's an entry level phone, so I'm not going to criticise anyone too much for that. You can go up to 2160p at 30 frames a second on this phone, which is quite useful, especially if you're into filmmaking. Front, you have dual selfie cameras. One of them is a 16 megapixel f2.0 lens, which is good for low light. And then the other is an 8 megapixel wide angle, which Sony sort of advertises as a group selfie kind of thing. So if you're out and about, you should get nice wide angle shots with it. You can fit everyone in. Two different use cases. I'm not sure practically exactly how much use those two things are going to be, but I'll throw some samples of it shot here into the video now so you can have a look. There are several colours available of the XA2 Ultra. widely available in black, as you can see here, but also silver, blue and gold are potentials, although not all will be sold in all regions and not all retailers will carry all devices. Also optional, you can get this phone in two versions. There's either a dual SIM version or the standard single SIM and micro SD. You can upgrade the storage in here, either from the 32 or 64 built in. You can take it right up to an additional 256 with a high capacity micro SD card. Another question from Instagram was, does it have Face Unlock? No, it does not. But of course, if you'd like to ask questions, then you should definitely follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. We'll post up images when we get new devices, and then that gives you an opportunity to pop in a question and ask us about the phone if you've got a particular interest in it. Also, get ready because Mobile World Congress is coming in a couple of weeks' time, well, about a week now. We're heading out, we're going to try and get ourselves hands-on with as many new devices as possible, try and find some of the cool and interesting stuff from the show. If you've got anything that you've heard might be there or you want us to go and check us out, definitely get in touch either on Twitter, on Facebook or on Instagram, or drop a comment below. Also, if you could subscribe, press that bell button and you'll get notifications when we upload. Thanks very much. Notifications when we upload a new video. Hit that bell is very important because you get told straight away. And we'll see you very soon.